Last question today. Hey, David, if Trump committed obvious, certifiable, undeniable treason, how quickly could he be removed from office? You know, we probably like to think that if the president does something treasonous, that's just over the line and we'd be able to get them out right away. That's not really the way it would work, unfortunately. I mean, every process that exists for removing a president has massive bureaucratic delay. Many would argue for better. You don't want it to be easy to remove a president for merely political reasons. There really should be strong reasons for doing that. And I tend to agree with that. I mean, it should be difficult to remove a president. The question is how difficult and how quickly could the system act if there was something very clear that was over that line. And oftentimes we sort of think, well, hold on. If the evidence is so compelling that there was treason, it should be really easy to remove the president. The problem with that, Pat, is that you need a process to determine what evidence counts as compelling. And there is really no way to make that happen quickly. Removal of a president under the 25th Amendment would take a while. Impeachment proceedings, which are initiated by the House, ultimately adjudicated by a Senate vote requiring 2/3 of senators to say, remove the president. All of that stuff takes time, and we can be critical of that, but you do need that because otherwise the system becomes liable to be misused or corrupted.
Yeah, treason's such a loaded word because I think that requires you actually being at war with a country and sort of aiding and abetting the enemy, which we're probably not going to find ourselves in 2018. But I think people use treason as a word to sort of wrap up the Trump-Russia collusion scandal that's going on. And I think even if definitive evidence came out tying Trump and Putin, that Putin would try to help Trump's campaign through election meddling, through spreading fake news, and they had talked about it all along. If all that stuff came out and it was met a standard of evidence that even those on the right would say, all right, this passes, he definitely did collude with the Russians, still, I don't think you're going to get those 67 senators. Certainly you would get all the Democrats, but are you going to sway the 15, 20 or so that you would need from the Republican side to get him out of office? I don't think so. And that's why I think over the next 2 years, impeachment from the House for one reason or another, it doesn't have to be Russia, it could be something else, possible, but a conviction, I think, is unlikely.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. You don't. The one thing is, and you did get to this. You don't really need to be at war. Treason is the betraying of one's country. If the president has betrayed the interests of the United States in favor of the interests of some other country, that would meet the definition of treason. But I agree with you. I mean, it's a lot of this stuff. It's sort of like prosecuting perjury. Even if you can have sort of like colloquial agreement about what happened, it is going to be extraordinarily difficult to actually make it happen, for better or worse. I know there will be people who will write in and say, David, it's bad that it's so difficult to remove a president. You know, I still would be extraordinarily worried about mechanisms through which a president could be removed for merely political reasons. The Bill Clinton fiasco comes to mind. He ultimately was not removed, although he was impeached. And so I think it's important for it to be difficult. Removing a president is very, very serious. What you have to remember is that maintaining the integrity of our voting system is just as serious and important. And that has unfortunately been decimated in the United States. And thus you can make the case that serious and drastic action is necessary and may in fact be the right thing to do morally, constitutionally, and even legally in some cases, although I'm certainly not holding my breath that Donald Trump's going to be impeached or removed, because I simply don't think he's going to be. We have a fantastic bonus show for you today. Please join me there. Become a member at www.joinpakman.com. Become a patron at patreon.com/David Pakman Show. Both methods give you access to the bonus show. Both support the show. And I look forward to speaking to you then.